Alright, what's up guys? I don't have a lot of time. I got at least an hour or so until I have to be somewhere, so I'm gonna hurry up and start this. This is the Phoenix Wright Part 2 of the series of Phoenix Wright and MLP crossover, Turnabout Storm. And I'm just really ready to do this. The video is up, and we're gonna do this in 3, 2, 1, now.
No matter how far you run, no matter how long you hide, the finger of justice will never lose sight of you.
Famous lines that will never be said any better.
Coffee. Need coffee.
I told you, Phoenix, we didn't have any.
That bed was way too small. I hardly got any sleep last night.
It wasn't designed for someone as tall as you.
And I'm starving.
Spike and I offered you breakfast, but you wouldn't eat it.
Sorry, but I don't eat hay.
Hay is good.
I'm not whining, I'm complaining! Sorry, Twilight.
You and Rarity will really like each other
I
then.
feel like such a rookie right now. I'm gonna be the only human being in that courtroom.
You're always a rookie in
I'm
every
sorry,
single beginning of the game.
Feelings mutual. Hey!
Can't you just say hello instead of blurting out hey like that?
What's wrong with you two? I should be the one that's jumpy right now.
Oh. That's right.
So, did you find any
Oh, I just
super
noticed
awesome
news in the
proof to
background.
clear my good name last night?
I wouldn't exactly call it super awesome.
Super special awesome.
But we did get a tip-off who will be testifying as a witness today, so we got that on our side.
And who would that be? Fluttershy.
Don't you mean
What? Why is she testifying against me?
pitter patter?
You better not say anything
What do you mean,
dumb.
butterscotch?
Calm down, Rainbow Dash. Fluttershy wouldn't do that.
Twilight, do you know what the prosecutor's like?
The prosecutor?
Oh,
I forgot to look at that.
Speaking of
prosecutor has to
prosecutors,
always be.
I wonder what Edward
It
would
has
do
to
if he
be
were in my shoes right now.
narcissistic, very violent, a person that can completely. Oh man.
This is just like that one episode of The Steel Samurai when he meets the pink princess.
Trust me, if you've known Edward as long as I have,
Doctor,
this is the funniest thing in the
My
world.
brain responsible for that image lobotomized, please.
Does it really matter what the prosecutor is like?
Save a few. Most of the prosecutors in my world are always stuck up, smug, and arrogant.
Everything Trixie
Don't
is.
worry. I don't think there's any pony in Equestria like that.
Except for.
Oh, no.
In all of her
We meet
glory.
again, Twilight Sparkle.
Friend of yours?
What's with the getup?
The great and powerful Trixie is no friend of Twilight Sparkle.
What are you doing here, Trixie?
Come one, come all, the great and powerful Trixie will be displaying her prodigious and cunning prowess as a prosecutor in the courtroom today.
Yay.
You're the prosecutor?
Trixie
Who
is a
else would
mare
it
of
be?
many talents. Does it really come as a surprise? As soon as Trixie caught wind of one of your pathetic little friends performing such a heinous act, Trixie jumped all over the opportunity to humiliate them as you humiliated Trixie.
Who are you calling pathetic?
Oh, are you mad? Don't worry, the great and powerful Trixie hears that you're going to be having a nice long vacation on Sun. That should get your mind off of
Or
things.
the moon.
Bon voyage.
Why, you?
Rainbow Dash, don't let her rile you up. It could look bad for us.
And what in Celestia's name are you supposed to be?
The best.
Me?
Of the best attorney
I'm
ever.
Rainbow's defense attorney, Phoenix Wright.
What? You? This should be easy if Trixie's opponent is to be this hairless ape. From what Trixie has gathered, you are only here because Twilight's screw-up botched a spell. Ha! Trixie would never settle for a wretched-looking creature such as yourself for a defense attorney, nor would Trixie blunder such a simple summoning spell in the first place.
Actually, Rainbow Dash, forget what I said. Go for it. Make it hurt.
Hard.
Gladly. Phoenix. Rainbow Dash. Stop it. Trixie.
Oh,
I didn't
element
mean
of
to humiliate
magic.
you.
Must be
Please
the
don't
element
take this out
of
on my friends.
don't fight. Even though it would be really fun.
It's too late for that. Now, if you will excuse Trixie, she must prepare for her grand debut as an extravagant and benevolent prosecutor.
I don't think you think what I think you mean by
Phoenix?
benevolent.
You know what
I
you
don't
said
think she
about
knows what thing she
prosecutors
means.
being stuck up, smug, and arrogant?
Yeah.
I guess we have those here in Equestria as well.
Well, pretty much only her, as
Who
far as
was
I
that?
can say.
She's a traveling performer named Trixie.
I kinda got her name down a long time ago. She only said it about a dozen times.
Actually, she only said it 12 times, not a dozen.
Rainbow Dash. A dozen is 12.
Unless it's a baker's dozen.
I didn't know that. It would have been easier if you just said 12.
Remember,
Anyway,
Rainbow Dash,
how
not
do you
the
know that
brightest in the
prosecutor,
group.
Twilight?
I didn't know her as a prosecutor. I don't even know when that happened. She
Oh.
came to Ponyville a while ago, showing off her magical talents.
Magical talents? Like magic tricks? She kinda looked like a magician judging by the attire.
Yes, like me, she's a unicorn, and she had a habit for running her mouth about her magical abilities, claiming she was the most magically gifted unicorn in Equestria.
Kinda is.
Running her mouth is kind of an understatement. She seemed to have some sort of grudge against you. What happened?
How should I put this?
Twilight totally showed up that snot by fixing up a mess she caused.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't really her
Trixie is
fault.
just jealous because Twilight's better with magic.
Stella was
The
sniffing
mighty don't
snails.
flaunt their power. The sly eagle hides its claws.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm impressed.
Oh,
I
he's
really
gonna
like
think he's so
Proverbs.
smart.
What can I say? I should really tell her I just stole that one from a video game.
So, Nix, you think you can beat that stuck-up braggart?
Talk about the pot calling the kettle black. You didn't do it, right? I'm sure things will turn out fine.
This isn't Mr. Wright's first murder trial, Rainbow. He's a professional. If anyone can get you out of this, he can. No substitute for experience.
Right.
There's something bothering me, though, Twilight.
What is it, Phoenix? Not getting cold feet, are you?
No. It's just that this courthouse looks exactly like the one in my world.
Well, of course it does. It was inspired from human architect.
Why would it be inspired off human architecture?
Because human architecture
Seems
is
a little
the best
unnecessary if you
architecture.
ask me.
Humans have a commendable sense of justice.
Exactly.
The way you humans uphold the law is what must have inspired the designers of this courthouse. Our criminal justice system also resembles yours as well, from what I've read, so you should feel right at home.
I just hope justice swings in our favor today.
Do you really think the evidence we found will be enough?
I hope so.
You know, or lack thereof, you
What's this
found.
thing? I don't remember us finding this yesterday.
Hey, that's the toy you were playing with yesterday, Nix.
Huh? Oh, yeah, that's mine. Must have got mixed up in the evidence we found. And it's not a toy!
Whatever you say.
Can you hand that over here, Twilight? I should really keep a better eye on it. Maya will kill me if I lose it.
Sure, here you go.
Huh?
What the? The explosion.
Whoa!
No.
Are you two okay?
The explosion.
Phoenix, what was that?
I don't know.
Magic.
Never done that before.
You still haven't told me what that thing is yet. The light it just emitted, it felt mystical.
It allows me to... Should I really tell her what it does?
Kind
It
of
would
hard
be
to
awkward if I
explain.
told her I can see deep secrets people are hiding.
Nah.
It allows you to what?
It allows me to have good luck. It's a good luck charm.
You say good luck charm, I say toy.
They could be both. I have a good luck charm toy that I burned to death when I was turned 6.
Skittles.
Here's your charm.
That's the thing.
I guess we need all the good luck we can get
That's
today.
it. Skittles.
Right. That was odd. It flashing like that when Twilight picked it up. It looks fine. I hope it still works.
I'm sure it
Are
does.
you okay? You look a
That
little
or she
worried.
zapped all the magic that was inside of it
It's
and
not.
put it into herself.
The defense and its co-counsel also make their way to the courtroom.
Okay, Phoenix. The trial is about to start. Do your best.
Again,
Ugh,
this is
forget
actually
about the
really
night
interesting.
tunnel.
I already
I have
said.
bigger problems right now. Even with what little time I had to prepare, I've got to try my best for their sake.
I knew Trixie was going to be the prosecutor, but who's going to be the, the judge? Gavel. Be hilarious with Pinky.
Court is now in session. On both sides ready.
Wait, how?
The great and powerful Trixie was born ready.
How?
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Your Honor!
Mr. Wright, fancy meeting you here.
Hi.
You know him, Phoenix? That's great!
Fantastic.
But I thought... What's going on here?
Last night
Explain.
while you were in bed, the princess contacted me about complications.
Complications?
Originally, Princess Celestia was going to preside as the judge, but the High Council members were concerned that her verdict might be biased.
Makes sense.
What's
I
he
guess.
doing here?
I thought, since we have a human defense attorney, I'd get a human judge as well. So I summoned the greatest human judge.
Oh,
And
wow.
he's a really nice guy.
Damn.
He took the whole thing a lot better than you did. I would have told you that I summoned him, but I didn't want to wake you.
You're kidding me. Are you sure you didn't summon the ficklest judge ever, Twilight?
Hey, he's reasonable.
As
He
weird as
came
this
out on
is,
top
he seems to
sometimes.
always give fair verdicts. I shouldn't be complaining.
See? Man, you two are about like
isn't
best
this
friends.
princess the ruler of your country? Can't you just say, too bad I'm doing it anyway?
Princess Celestia is our all-powerful ruler, yes. But every political decision must go by the High Council first. They represent the best interests of the citizens of Equestria. Naturally, this case went by them, and they wouldn't allow the princess to preside as the judge.
Okay.
That's democracy for you.
Democracy!
Aren't these ponies
In
just
a kingdom.
remarkable, Mr. Wright?
Weird.
They showed me nothing but a good time.
All they've done for me is make fun of my hair.
Enough
It kinda
with this
feels
idle
great to have
chit-chat.
two
Trixie has
humans
a
there
trial
now.
to win.
He has someone to like
Oh,
talk
that's
to
correct. We have a trial.
and stuff.
We'll have to catch up later, Mr. Wright. I expect you are aware of the workings of Equestria.
Huh? The workings?
You see, this world operates a lot differently opposed to our world.
Twilight Sparkle here showed me a bit, but I figured it's almost like our world, just with talking ponies.
No,
Trust
no,
me, it's
Mr. Wright.
nowhere near that.
There are many amazing things these ponies do that are a far cry from our world.
Yeah,
This
like
is
you
why
know,
you should
moving
have
clouds by themselves, flying,
tell me about
walking
these
on
differences,
clouds
Your
if you
Honor?
have wings, can't
Well,
walk if you
Mr.
don't.
Wright, the first thing you should know is...
Objection!
Nice!
It's not our fault this bumbling buffoon didn't do any research. We shouldn't be holding up the trial because of his stupidity and negligence.
Hey!
Got a point.
I'm sorry, Mr.
not his-
Wright, but the
it's
prosecution
not our fault
is
he
right.
didn't do his research.
You should have studied Equestria before jumping into this case.
I'm sorry?
I'll try to keep you informed if we encounter anything that may work differently from your world.
Alright, thank you.
The trial will now commence.
Indeed, this drabble has wasted enough of Trixie's time.
That third person thing is really getting on my nerves.
Yeah, you get used
Very
to it.
well. The prosecution may make her opening statement.
About time. The great and powerful Trixie would like to start off by saying the defense has no chance of winning in this. Zero. Zilch. Nada. None.
Best
What kind of opening statement is
ever.
that?
In fact, Trixie finds it insulting she is not given a proper attorney to wage battle with.
Ooh.
Instead, she is forced to deal with this idiot.
What's your problem?
Please refrain
Hey,
from
at least
personal
it's not like
attacks on
Von
the
Karma
defense,
where
Miss
she's
Trixie.
whipping you every 6
Can
seconds.
you please just get on with stating your case?
Get
There
over
has
it.
to be some rule in the prosecutor handbook to be as unpleasant as possible.
Exactly.
Very well. Trixie shall dazzle and enlighten you all on the events that transpired that fateful night. On June 8th, around the 20th hour, Ace Swift, a famous Pegasus athlete, was murdered in the Everfree Forest. Unfortunately, we don't know why he was in such a place, but the Ponyville police force found his body there, and with the evidence and an eyewitness account, they were able to find his killer, Rainbow Dash.
This is oh, Octavia. Doctor
Can you
Who.
please share with the court the evidence that points to Miss Dash's guilt?
Certainly.
This is it, Phoenix.
We'll finally have some light shed on what exactly happened.
Alright.
Ace Swift was electrocuted and killed instantly as detailed in this autopsy report.
Electrocuted? That is a peculiar way to die.
That is. Actually.
Electrocution?
Yeah.
But how? The crime scene was in a clearing. I saw no electronic devices or anything of that nature.
Let Trixie finish, you dunce!
Actually reminds me of the first trial
There was also
in
a
Trials
fresh,
and
sizable
Tribulations.
burn mark on the back of the victim's neck. Unfortunately, we couldn't find the cause of it.
A burn mark?
Probably where
That wasn't the cause of death, though. It was the electrocution that did him in.
probably the lightning
The
bolt hit him
investigators found
right
decisive
here.
evidence pointing to Rainbow Trash as the assailant in this crime.
And what was that?
A storm cloud found right above the crime scene is what we believe killed Ace.
Objection! A storm cloud? You call that decisive? How could you place blame on my client for that? Unless you're honestly suggesting Rainbow Dash can move around clouds and make them shoot lightning at will.
Why is everyone staring at me like that?
What's her problem, Twilight? She can't honestly think someone can control weather. Well, it's ludicrous.
Well, you see,
you have to be the biggest imbecile Trixie has ever laid eyes on.
Mr. Wright, that's a Pegasus' job here in Equestria. It's sort of what they do.
What?
They schedule and control the weather, Phoenix. When it rains, snows, hails, that's all the Pegasi's doing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, my mistake.
Trixie knew you were incompetent, but this will be a walk in the park.
The defense will refrain from any more outbursts, or they will be reprimanded.
Yeah.
Maybe you should have, I don't know, studied.
I said I was sorry.
When a Pegasus sets off a cloud, the first bolt will always strike directly under it. This particular storm cloud bore hoof marks of the rainbow-colored loser in the defendant chair.
I'll show you who's a loser, you two-bit fraud!
Order! Order in the court, I say! The defendant will remain seated during the duration of the trial.
This is a disaster.
Naturally, the body was discovered directly under the storm cloud in question. Trixie believes this is a pretty open and shut case.
As do I. There aren't many ways to be electrocuted in the middle of the forest. Well, there was that one incident when I was camping with the bug zapper. It nearly fried my beard off.
I never saw the judge as an outdoorsman.
Me neither.
I'd like to ask some questions.
Fine then, Mr. Wrong. Ask away.
His new nickname?
It's Wright. First off, how were the police notified of the murder?
Well,
it was in the middle of a forest, right?
It's not really
Who reported
a new nickname.
It was
I've heard it before.
peculiar, actually. Prior to the crime, the police received a vague tip that wished to remain anonymous. They are being questioned more thoroughly in the advent of the murder, though.
What was this tip?
All they said was, something big is going down in the Everfree Forest.
That's it?
That's it.
Trixie told you it was vague.
Very.
And due to the attitude of this anonymous tip, the police didn't respond as quickly as they could have, since the tip failed to specify a time when something big was going down.
Isn't that negligence?
Something big
They
was
could have
going
saved
down.
someone's life.
This is true, Miss Trixie. The police force should have responded to this tip more responsibly.
If you were to meet this anonymous tip, you'd take them as seriously as the police force did. Any more questions, Mr. Wrong?
I told you it's right. I do have some questions regarding that cloud,
how long
though.
it's going to take them to
How
stop
many times
fighting
did the
it
storm
and just
cloud
take the
strike?
nickname?
I noticed 2 charred areas that were quite a distance apart from each other on the crime scene.
3 times. After the cloud was activated by... you know who. The cloud operates by itself, firing lightning gradually whenever it wants, but never in the same place twice.
I did not know that either.
It was only large enough to hold 3 bolts of lightning.
3?
3.
The first bolt was directly under the cloud where the late Mr. Swift lay. The second one, we don't know where it hit.
Objection! Wait, then maybe...
Trixie knows what you are going to say, and it's not going to work.
But...
The investigation team combed the entire perimeter of the crime scene and didn't find any indication the bolt hit the ground or any trees in the storm cloud's proximity. It's truly a mystery where this bolt of lightning went.
Hey, then what if it...
Ace was also wearing a lightning-proof suit that protects the body from lightning, standard issue for all participants in the Equestrian 500.
Okay.
It protects Pegasi from lightning when flying at high altitudes. The only reason the first bolt killed him is because it was aimed with precision at one of the exposed parts by rainbow trash.
I think that...
If the second bolt hit Ace directly, it still would have touched the ground, leaving burn marks like the one under the cloud, even if he were struck while in the air.
Yeah.
The prosecution's logic is very sound, so I must overrule the defense's claim.
But I didn't get to say anything.
Fine, then what were you going to say, Mr. Wright?
Exactly what she said.
Exactly.
Then the defense's claims have been double overruled.
Double.
What about the third lightning bolt?
Since the storm cloud was important evidence, it was left on the scene undisturbed, and the investigation team witnessed the final bolt take down a tree east of the crime scene, as Trixie will show you on the diagram of this clearing.
Ooh, diagram.
Right here is where the first lightning bolt hit, directly above the body. We know it was set off at 8:40. The second one is a mystery. We don't know where it touched down, but we are sure a bolt of lightning left that cloud at 8:50.
8:50.
The third bolt touched down at 11:35 p.m. when the investigation team was on the scene, so we can completely rule it out of the crime. It just took down a tree right here.
So it took down a
So
tree.
that's what happened to that tree.
Okay.
But how are you so sure of the time the first 2 lightning bolts touched down?
We were able to use cloud ballistics to confirm the second bolt left the cloud at exactly 8:50.
Cloud
Cloud
ballistic?
ballistics.
I was just about to say,
You
dude.
gotta be joking.
Is that real?
I'd better not question it though. I don't want a penalty.
And the first?
That's where Trixie's eyewitness comes in.
It must be Fluttershy.
Since the first bolt was manually set off by a Pegasus, cloud ballistics can't confirm when it was fired, but luckily we have an eyewitness who saw it.
I wish to hear a testimony from the eyewitness. Please bring them out.
Cool.
Very well.
Let's see how Fluttershy can do is. She's obviously not going to be really
State
like.
your name and occupation, please.
Yep, this is what I expected. She's just not going to be like there. She's too shy to come out.
Where's the witness?
I'm down here.
That voice.
Who is that? I thought Fluttershy was going to be the witness.
I think it's my friend's kid sister.
I-
What does she have to do with this?
Your guess is as good as mine.
So,
Perhaps we should get some boxes for the witness to stand on. There, much better.
Yep, Apple Bloom.
Howdy.
Oh, aren't you the most adorable little thing?
She is.
Now then, witness, state
But
your
why
name
is
and
she-
occupation.
My name is Apple Bloom, and I'm a cutie mark crusader.
Cutie Mark. What? I did my research at Equestria, but I never came across anything regarding Crusaders.
Because you
What the heck is a
you
Cutie
failed.
Mark Crusader, Twilight?
It's a long, short story.
It's hard to explain.
We were informed by a resident of the Everfree Forest this filly was walking home the night of the murder. Sure enough, she witnessed the first lightning bolt.
Oh, she was there
The
too.
witness's occupation doesn't matter, though. What's important is what she...
What are you talking about? It does matter. As a cutie mark crusader, it's my duty to crusade my talents everywhere so I can earn my cutie mark. Even if
Crusade.
1/3 of the team is here.
I'm so confused. What on earth is a Cutie Mark? Is it the nickname of her boyfriend Mark or something?
No. That actually
Cutie Mark is a symbol
actually
parents
something
earn
someone would
when
probably
they find a
do.
special talent. For example, the stars on mine represent my expertise in magic and love for stargazing.
That's just
Wow. I didn't know it also meant stargazing.
Actually, I wonder what my cutie mark would be. Maybe a hand pointing an index finger filled with righteous justice. That would be amazing.
Objective! I actually believe him.
Listen, sweetie, your job is to testify just like Trixie told you to earlier.
Hey, what are you?
Huh? Me?
Stop ignoring the great and powerful Trixie!
Yeah, you. I've never seen anything like you before.
I'm a human.
I am a
A
human.
human, huh? Is that your job?
Yes.
No, that's my species. I'm a lawyer if you're wondering what my job is.
A lawyer? What's a lawyer?
A lawyer argues points and theorizes to defend someone in trouble.
Your job is to argue?
Yes, it's the best job ever.
Yes, I guess it's kind of like that.
I knew it! There is a cutie mark for arguing! Wait till I tell Scootaloo! We were going about it all wrong! We can be cutie mark crusader lawyers!
The future of criminal justice is looking pretty bleak right now.
Trust me, it's in
Witness,
good hands.
let's get back on topic. Testify as to what you saw last night.
No! I'm losing valuable crusading time because of you. This is boring.
What?
Typical.
I don't have to listen to you. You're that snotty show-off Applejack told me about.
Snotty?
Snotty.
Why, you...
You tell her, Apple Bloom.
I'm actually kind of enjoying
that
this.
The defense will wipe that stupid grin off his ugly mug and the witness will cooperate.
Witness, can you please testify for us? Then you can do all the crusading you want. It won't take long at all. Besides, maybe you're a cutie mark crusader witness testify.
Oh, you did that perfectly.
Your Honor, how much shame do you have left after saying something like that?
Hey,
A lot.
I think
Trust
you're
me.
right, mister. That cutie mark is as good as mine.
I wonder what kind of cutie mark that would look
All right,
like.
witness.
Probably
Tell
like
every pony
sand.
what you told Trixie earlier.
Fine then. Cutie mark crusader witness testifier.
What testimony?
I went to Sagara's place in the Everfree Forest to help her brew some stuff. After we were all done, I walked home along the pathway. Just then, I heard a lightning bolt. It was 8:40, but it didn't scare me. Then I found my way out of the forest and went on home.
I just want to say I'm pretty good when it comes to these games, so if I kind of figure it out before they do, it's because I'm too good like
Wright,
that.
This isn't looking good for your client.
Please just let me cross-examine this witness, Your Honor.
Yeah.
She's a child, Phoenix. It might just be an overactive imagination.
It's not the first time you did this.
I don't think so. I think she's being vague, if anything.
Yeah.
Vague?
That's what children
You
do.
mean she's not telling us everything?
Precisely. I don't think this will be about finding a contradiction, more than about digging out those extra nuggets of information.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Before we begin the cross-examination, Trixie knows all about sneaky, underhanded defense attorney tricks. If you dare press this innocent and fragile child too hard, you will be punished.
What?
It reminds me exactly of the thing.
You better not hurt this sweet little one's feelings, Mr. Wright. I know these tactics all too well. You will be forced to face the consequences if you do.
Children, the kryptonite of Phoenix Wright.
I went to Cigar's place in the every forest to help her brew some stuff.
What kind of stuff?
Zecora? Who's this?
She's a zebra, a friend of mine who lives in the forest.
There are talking zebras here as
They're
well?
sucking everything.
Oh, brother.
Anything
And
who
you were
related
helping
at
her brew
least.
potions. What kind of potions?
I don't really know. She just told me to gather some flowers and plants outside the house.
The zebra told us she was making herbal ointments and medicines. Nothing out of the ordinary.
I've heard it all. A zebra brewing potions is nothing out of the ordinary.
Yes.
So what did you do afterward, Applebloom?
Well, after we were all done, I walked home along the pathway.
Halfway.
You walked home all alone? I heard that forest was dangerous.
It is,
Definitely
apparently.
not a place for someone your age.
Thank heaven she is all right. There are terrible creatures in that forest.
Terrible.
Truth is, I wasn't supposed to be in there that late. I got grounded when I got home.
Serves you right for breaking your curfew.
Dude. Phoenix. Bad.
I mean, you sure are a brave Cootie Mark Crusader!
Cutie Mark Crusader.
Mr. Wright, you are treading on very thin ice.
Not as thick as your head.
I better be careful what I say to her.
Try not to be too hard on her, Phoenix.
I'm kind of on a handicap here, not being able to squeeze information as I normally would from any other witness.
Yeah.
But I've dealt with children in the past, and I can do it again.
Good you brought that up.
So you have children? You don't really look like a father type.
Well, he...
No, I don't have kids.
What about your...
I meant I've dealt with children.
You have an adopted daughter, and Pearls is
Children.
sort of like a
That'll
child.
be the day.
If
Oh,
the
so this is
defense
before,
done with
okay.
idle conversation, please continue your cross-examination. And remember, gently, Mr. Wright, or else you'll be hearing my gavel banging an unfortunate fate for you.
Yes, sir.
The judge is staring at me like he has the intent to kill.
Okay, Applebloom.
You can do it.
Please continue.
Just then, I heard a lightning bolt. It was 8:40. But it didn't scare me.
There's there. Right there. Has to be there.
How did you know the time?
Cigar's clock said 8:35 when I left, and I had been walking for about 5 minutes.
Because why would a child
That lines
say,
up exactly
oh, it
with the
didn't
time
scare
of death.
me, though.
Why do you say it didn't scare you?
Yeah.
No one asked you if it did.
Don't give out information that doesn't matter.
Okay, maybe it scared me a little.
A little?
Yeah, just a little. No big deal.
I don't think you're being honest with me, Applebloom.
Ah! Jesus.
Mr. Wrong is badgering the witness. Who cares if the lightning scared her? Penalize him!
Objection!
There we go.
She isn't giving us all the details as to what she saw.
I'll allow the defense to pursue this matter, but I'm warning you, Mr. Wright.
Dude, first it's a
Yes, Your
child,
Honor.
and not
I
only is it a
understand.
child, it's a adorable pony.
You need to tell the truth. Even if it may not seem like it. This is really important.
Silly. Yeah.
Someone's life depends on you telling the truth.
Someone's life?
Yes. If you don't tell the truth, you may be ruining an innocent pony's life.
Forever.
I don't want an innocent pony's life to be ruined.
Or at least 1,000
Then
years.
please tell us what really happened, Applebloom.
Fine. The lightning really scared me.
Then what did you do?
The noise scared me, and I ran off the path deeper into the forest.
See, that's important.
You ran off the path?
Yeah, I kinda got lost in the forest. I was really scared.
The witness will amend this to her testimony.
Okay. After the lightning scared me, I ran off the path and got a little lost.
How long were you lost?
I was in there for a really long time.
How long exactly?
A really long time.
What'd you expect? Her to tell the time with the
Let's
moon?
look at this a different way. What time was it when you got out?
Well, my house is 10 minutes away from the Everfree Forest. So I guess I got out of the forest at exactly 9 o'clock.
Her family can confirm she got home at 9:10.
Interesting. So you were lost for 20 minutes. That's quite a long time.
Yeah.
It was really dark in there. I couldn't see anything.
I'll be terrified.
I remember it being extremely dark in there as well.
I could find my way out of the forest while on the pathway because I could feel the dirt road on my hooves. But once I was on the grass, I couldn't tell left from right.
So you just wandered around blindly for 20 minutes?
That's terrifying.
Yeah, I thought...
Apple Bloom, you're insane.
Do not fear, little one. I'll defend you from all those horrible monsters in that dreadful forest with my gavel of truth.
The Judge versus the Everfree Forest. Sounds like the title of a pay-per-view event.
I was especially
Best
scared
battle
when
ever.
I bumped into that thing.
Thing.
What?
Important.
You bumped into something?
Jeez.
Witness, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. Why did you not say anything to me regarding this earlier?
Because I don't like you.
Looks like Trixie's getting a dose of her own
Good,
medicine.
I don't like you.
Did Trixie just...
What? What about her?
She just... Never mind, it's nothing important.
What?
If you say so, Twilight.
No, tell me.
I'd like
I want to
know
know.
more about this thing she bumped into.
As to
No, it's
why, would you mind adding this to your testimony, dear?
Not a problem. All of a sudden, I bumped into something.
You bumped into something? What was it?
I don't have a clue. It was really dark.
Again, dark.
I couldn't see anything.
You have to know more about this.
But I really don't know what it was, Mr. Lawyer. Honest.
Leave her alone, you jerk. She doesn't know what it was.
This is important information. Just moments ago, you said she never told you about this.
True.
I'm curious to know what she bumped into as well. Objection overruled!
Finally, he's on his side.
If you enjoy hearing pointless information, be my guest. It was probably just a tree or a rock. I think the defense is just hopelessly grasping at straws.
Why does Twilight keep randomly looking over at Trixie like that?
Yeah, I'm actually wondering that too.
For now, I have to focus on the matters at hand.
Okay, Apple Bloom. Just like how I asked you to think a different way about how long you were lost, let's think about this a different way.
What do you mean?
What did it feel like? What did the thing you bumped into feel like?
Details, other senses.
Oh, that's right.
What is it, Witness?
It felt alive. It wasn't a rock or a tree.
Okay, alive.
It
That
was
could be a lot of things.
alive? Please explain how you were able to deduce this.
I definitely felt fur when I bumped into it,
Fur.
and I could hear it breathing heavy.
Breathing
like
heavy.
it was really tired.
It was breathing? Could it have been a wild animal?
I'm not too sure. I know I heard it breathing heavily, though.
How did it react when you bumped into it?
When I bumped into it, it jumped a bit.
I would probably jump too if something bumped me in the dark.
Yeah,
As would I.
that's what I.
Trixie wouldn't. Trixie is brave and courageous.
Whatever.
Oh, shut up!
Thank you.
Almost right after, there was another bolt of lightning.
That must have been the second one.
But the thing is, it didn't scare me. Really, honest this time.
We believe you.
Why didn't it scare you this time?
I know this will sound strange. After it flashed, my eyes kind of hurt for a bit.
That's not strange. Anyone's eyes would hurt if there was a sudden burst of light in pitch black darkness.
You ever been in school? Happens all the time.
Not that part, Mr. Lawyer. After that, I stumbled around for about a minute or two because I couldn't open my eyes. The flash of the lightning made my eyes sting, but when the hurting of my eyes went away, I was outside the forest, just like that.
What?
How?
But how?
There is only one way in and out of that forest, and that is the entrance on the pathway. The trees surrounding the forest outer perimeter act as a barricade. You can only leave or enter the Everfree Forest from the entrance. Unless, of course, you're a Pegasus, then you can just fly out.
That is certain.
Oh yeah, kind of like
strange.
the derpy thing.
How could you go from being lost to outside just like that, Apple Bloom?
I know it sounds weird, but it's true. I was outside the dark forest after the lightning hit. I went straight home afterwards, and I got home at 9:10 like I said before.
Okay.
Wait a minute. What did you just say?
I went straight home after I was outside the forest, because I was, scared.
Objection! The prosecution has some explaining to do.
What?
What are you babbling about?
Apple Bloom claims she got out of the forest at exactly 9 o'clock, when she saw the second bolt of lightning.
Yes.
Oh.
So what?
Time difference.
I see you caught on. According to these cloud ballistics, you said the second lightning bolt struck at 10 to 9. So why did Apple Bloom see a lightning bolt 10 minutes after that?
Yeah, what's up?
Maybe...
Cool!
Yeah, I helped.
It couldn't have been the third one, since that one struck down after 11.
Miss Trixie, this is a big oversight. Why is there a 10-minute gap as to when the child saw the lightning bolt?
I'm thinking, be quiet!
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Alright, the great and powerful Trixie is done thinking.
That was quick.
Trixie wants the defense to explain what this means.
Hey, you're just saying that because you don't know.
You're the one that brought up the inconsistency, therefore you should be the one to explain it.
Very well. There are two possibilities to this. Either what Apple Bloom saw wasn't lightning, or she's mistaken on the time. That is, if your cloud ballistics are accurate.
I forgot.
They are accurate, to the second. And this Philly's family can confirm she arrived at home at 9:10. So the prosecution is under the impression what little Apple Bloom saw was not lightning. That is Trixie's great and powerful theory.
What?
Yeah, you're just as gullible as I thought. Oh my god.
But she stole...
It could have been a giant Illuma bear the child bumped into, or something of that nature.
That's a Illuma bear
Many
too?
animals in the Everfree Forest have strange characteristics, including built-in lights. She probably just bumped into it and just happened to be near the exit of the forest and stumbled out in her daze.
What?
The great and powerful Trixie has explained this inconsistency in the witness's testimony.
So an Ursa Minor and Major.
Bright to do something like
And it was
that,
also a Illuma bear. Illuma bear.
Naturally.
How many bears can light up in that show?
That was my deduction. There's still a problem, Your Honor.
What is that, Mr. Wright? Miss Trixie seems to have solved the mystery of the time inconsistency.
But another mystery comes from that.
Do tell, Mr. Wright.
The real second bolt of lightning. Why didn't Apple Bloom mention seeing or hearing that?
Ah, you bring a valid point, Mr. Wright.
That is true.
Witness?
Yes?
Did you not see any lightning other than the one at 8:40 that night?
I only saw that one at 8:40, and that one after I bumped into that thing.
Which wasn't lightning, apparently.
This is most peculiar. Trixie, do you have an explanation for this?
Well, the defense will...
Objection! Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
Fool me three
I'm not
times,
gonna
you
fall
can now
for that
become
again.
that guy.
Besides, remember,
the one
it's
John
your
said.
great and powerful theory, after all.
What do you take me for, a fool?
Why, in fact, I do.
Ooh.
Low blow, Phoenix.
Very low.
How dare you!
Too low.
Mr. Wright, that was uncalled.
Too low.
Hey, she's been putting me down all day long.
Hey.
Trixie will show you,
have a
you
handicap.
spiky-headed ingrate. Do you remember why this witness is testifying?
Yes, to confirm the time of the lightning bolt striking.
Exactly, which she did. Anything beyond that is trivial.
Though it is suspicious why this witness didn't testify to hearing or seeing the second lightning bolt, the fact still stands. The initial bolt was set off at 8:40.
Initial bolt.
Objection!
40.
But the second bolt...
Objection!
Jeez.
You seem obsessed with that. Perhaps the reason the witness didn't hear it is that she was too far away. The clearing is 15 minutes away from the entrance. Maybe the sound didn't have enough volume to reach that far.
I agree with the prosecution.
That is
The
possible.
witness did what she came here to do.
But
Objection overruled!
I used to hear lightning like miles away. How is
Right.
that different?
This witness is free to go.
Aww,
Keep-
nothing.
Keep trying, Apple Bloom. You'll get it. Seriously, how will that cutie marker look like?
The witness brought up some interesting information, but does the prosecution have anything more regarding the defendant?
Trixie has this weather schedule.
Weather schedule? Like the forecast for each day? How is that evidence?
It's what the weathermare is given to know what weather to make in which areas of Ponyville.
Makes sense.
I forgot about that. I still can't believe ponies control the weather. This sounds like some sort of twist at the end of a Twilight Zone episode.
Twilight Zone.
Lo
It's
and
funny
behold,
because Twilight's there.
Rainbow Trash was scheduled to make several lightning storms at the eastern end of Ponyville. This is where she got the cloud from.
The court accepts this
I wish
as
I could
evidence.
pause that, but I didn't see anything.
It's really starting to look like Rainbow Dash did it. But I can't give up.
What about motive?
Oh, wait, why'd you
I
bring
was
that
told
up? You
murder
already
almost
told
never occurs in Equestria. What could drive my client to kill another?
Oh, that one is easy.
Why did you just give her that?
Please explain, Miss
We already
Trixie.
went through this in the
Both
first
the
episode.
victim and defendant were to participate in a monumental race called the Equestrian 500.
Damn it, she knows!
Dude,
Phoenix, language.
this is...
Oh, sorry.
Did you
The
see
victim,
the
Mr.
thing?
Ace Swift, has quite the record, completely undefeated in every athletic event he has ever competed in.
That is impressive.
Indeed.
Indeed.
Now, Rainbow Trash was probably intimidated by this, and decided to get rid of him like a coward, making it easier to win. She is the top Pegasus athlete in Ponyville, after all. She has a reputation to uphold. She could then reap the spoils of the grand prize, flight lessons from her idols, the Wonderbolts.
You have no proof that's what she was thinking.
So,
You can't need proof.
you have no proof that wasn't what she was thinking.
I hate that.
Trixie doesn't need to establish a motive. How should Trixie know why she killed him? The point is, Rainbow Trash did it.
Motive's like
Let's
the
hear
biggest
your
thing.
explanation on how the murder went down then.
Very well. Rainbow Dash went to the Everfree Forest.
How can you be so sure she was there?
Weren't you listening to what Trixie said earlier?
Sometimes
the
your
cloud
little
above the
presses
crime
mean
scene
something.
had her hoof markings. On top of that, some cyan-colored feathers were found around the clearing. 3 guesses as who they belong to, Mr. Wrong.
You,
Rainbow
Trixie.
Dash, what were you doing there?
Okay, continue.
She saw Ace hanging around the forest for whatever reason.
For whatever
Why would he
reason.
be hanging around that forest anyway?
That is of no concern to Trixie.
That's ridiculous. He had to have had a reason to go in that dangerous forest.
The dangerous
If
forest.
you think it's so important, why don't you give us an explanation?
I don't have one.
Thought so. Now let Trixie continue.
Do you think it's important why he was in there?
I know for a fact there must have been a good reason why he was in a place like that. I just don't know why yet. I wish I had more time to prepare.
Who knows?
I guess it's my fault
Anyone
for
want to
getting
go
on such short notice.
to a stroll
We're not
in the
gonna let
most
that stop
dangerous
us.
forest in all of
Right.
Equestria.
Alright, Trixie. Continue your explanation.
Rainbow Trash saw him at the clearing and an opportunity to permanently retire him from the race, gathered some storm clouds, and boom! Friday Swift.
Injection.
Don't point that ugly sausage of a finger at Trixie.
He can do whatever he
You
wants.
say Rainbow Dash scoped out the victim in the Everfree Forest that night and saw an opportunity to murder him.
Are you deaf? Of course Trixie did. Trixie is always right.
Blind.
Blind.
What? Blind is not being
Yeah,
able to
too dark.
see. Deaf is not being able to hear, you idiot.
No. Blind is how I felt in that forest last night. I couldn't see my hands in front of my
Yeah.
face without a light source.
Yeah, how can you
Even
position
Applewood
something?
testified to how dark it was. How could Rainbow Dash see Ace Swift in that darkness and plot to murder him on impulse? Explain that, Trixie. That is, if Trixie's always right.
Ooh, hang
Got it,
on.
Phoenix.
I just have to keep the momentum on our side now.
Is the forest truly that dark at that hour of the night, Miss Trixie?
Well, yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Then the
Trixie's
defense
always
has
right.
pointed out a flaw in your theory.
Why, are you mocking me?
All the time.
No, I'm just debunking your flawed theory.
There we
Too
go.
bad Trixie has an explanation.
Care to share it with us?
Here we go.
Rainbow Trash probably saw him enter the forest while he was still visible. Yes, that's it.
That makes sense.
How?
She then followed him to the clearing and performed the dastardly deed. It is dark in there, yes, but if you follow some pony from the entrance, it would be easy to track them using your other senses.
Objection! Sorry, Trixie, but that's impossible as well.
What do you mean?
You said Rainbow Dash was scheduled to cause a storm on the eastern end of Ponyville, where you say she got the storm cloud from. The Everfree Forest is in the west, according to this weather schedule you yourself submitted to this court.
No!
Ooh.
There's no way my client could have flown to the other end of town and back to get a cloud while still tracking Ace in that dark forest.
Mr. Wright is correct. It would take some time to travel back and forth between the eastern and western ends of town.
Well, you could probably argue because she's
Thought
so
you had
fast or
Trixie
something
there,
like
didn't
that.
What?
Premeditated.
What?
You can't be seriously suggesting.
I'm just gonna pretend like I know
Yes,
what that
the
word
defendant
means.
must have known he was going to be there, and unlike you, Mr. Wrong,
Okay, I get it.
Trixie has proof. The great and powerful Trixie would like to submit this evidence.
A missing cloud report?
Go
They
on,
have missing
read the
cloud
rest, Your Honor.
reports?
Storm cloud missing at 4 p.m. from eastern end of Ponyville. Weathermare in charge? Rainbow Dash.
This can't be.
Take a guess where that missing cloud was found, Mr. Wrong. Right above the Everfree Forest clearing.
My word! So the defendant placed it there earlier? This makes all the defense's objections null and void!
Man. So, like, the momentum brought, then just, like, taken away like it was never there.
The defendant knew Ace was going to be in that forest,
Good
so she
times.
placed the cloud in that clearing well in advance.
But how could she have known he would be there?
Trixie will say this again, Mr. Wrong. Who cares? The fact is she did it, and that is all that matters.
What if some other pony moved that cloud?
If that were the case, yes, you could argue another pony moved the cloud. But the only two ponies in that clearing that night were Ace Swift and Rainbow Trash. Unless, of course, you have proof there was another Mr. Wrong.
Well, I don't know who this Rainbow
don't
Trash
right
is,
now.
but Rainbow Dash
Then it
is
is
probably
to be
somewhere
assumed
else.
that Rainbow Trash moved that cloud there in foresight that Ace would be there.
I've heard enough. With all this evidence applied, I can safely hand down my verdict.
No, Your Honor. There still might be something we're looking over.
The prosecution agrees.
Wait, really?
She's agreeing with me?
Okay.
Why?
Or
Trixie still has some more evidence. This!
What is that?
she wants to bury
We found
him.
this in the victim's bag on the crime scene. A little burnt considering what happened, but the contents are still unharmed.
Huh? No! Please put that away!
The contents of this envelope are quite shocking. No pun intended.
I'm begging you, please don't open it!
Whatever's in that envelope really has Rainbow Dash spooked. What on earth is in there?
What is it?
Fillies and gentle colts, Trixie will now reveal to the courtroom what secrets this mysterious envelope holds.
Please don't do it, Trixie!
I have a bad feeling about this. I hope whatever's in there doesn't hurt Rainbow Dash's case even more.
Whatever it is, that's
Rainbow Dash, what a thought!
what's going on? Oh my god! It's her! It's an embarrassing picture at the Christmas party! That, or she's watching My Little Human, Friendship is Never Matching because you're in Earth.
Rainbow Dash.
My life is ruined!
As you can see, the defendant has some very bizarre tastes.
Wait. What was the point in showing these pictures? How do they relate to the crime in question?
Yeah, good question.
They were in the victim's bag, weren't they? They are important evidence. Do you think Trixie would be so low as to show these pictures for the sole purpose of humiliating the defendant?
Well, if it wasn't you, Trixie,
That's
I probably
exactly what
would
I think you
have not
did.
have thought yet.
What were pictures like these doing on the victim anyway?
How should Trixie know?
You said these pictures were important evidence and you're not even going to explain why. Now I know you just brought them out to embarrass Rainbow Dash.
Wait, was there any other
In
option
any
to
case,
think of?
the court accepts these photos as evidence. After that little sideshow, can I declare my verdict now?
Most certainly, Your Honor.
Oh, Trixie,
Phoenix,
you.
do something quick.
Mhm.
To be honest, I don't know what to do. I've never encountered first-degree murder with a storm cloud before.
You said you wing it all the time, right? Well, wing it!
Wing it. Bluff. Bluff and bluff some more.
Mr. Wright?
How are you so sure my client was at the scene of the crime? If I recall correctly, she was picked up at her house. Not on location.
No, oh.
Trixie already explained that, you imbecile. Her hoof marks were on the cloud and her feathers were all over the place. You don't think that's incriminating enough?
Yes, but the cloud could have been moved by someone else, and feathers could have been gathered from anywhere, just as hair falls from your head. I may not have proof yet, but it is a possibility.
Ooh.
Looks like this is going to drag out a bit longer. Trixie has another witness that can confirm the defendant was indeed at the scene of the crime on the night of the murder.
This one has to be Fluttershy.
I wonder what she saw.
We're about to find
Next
out.
thing you
in
know,
any
Piggy
case.
Pie's gonna go up there and
The
say, "Yeah,
prosecution will bring
I
up
was
the
even
next
there."
witness.
See, I was a tree in the background.
Witness, state your name and occupation.
This is what I
Witness,
was
get out
expecting.
from under there and state your name and occupation.
Can you
Adorable.
please repeat that, young lady? I couldn't hear you. Nope,
Nope.
still couldn't hear you.
Maybe I can milk this situation to our advantage.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, this witness clearly doesn't have the ability to testify. Perhaps we should suspend the proceedings of this trial for another...
Oh, Mr. Phoenix, you're here. You haven't died yet? There must be something very wrong. You look so frail and seem to be suffering more than ever right now.
Oh,
You got
wow.
the last part right.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Wright, tell
I
her to
thought
state
I'd
her
never
name
hear
and
that come out of her mouth.
occupation,
You haven't
But
died
that's
yet?
the prosecution's job. It's her witness.
This witness was being difficult when Trixie was preparing her earlier as well.
please. Given the circumstance, just do it, Mr. Wright.
Ah, great.
Fluttershy. Witness. State your name and occupation, please.
Never thought I'd be saying that line.
I'm Fluttershy. I'm an animal caretaker.
Is it true you saw Rainbow Dash leave the Everfree Forest 2 nights ago?
Mr. Wright,
Is it true you saw Rainbow Dash leave the Everfree Forest 2 nights ago? This kind of backfired on me.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yes, she seemed to be in a hurry.
so the defendant was indeed at the scene of the crime at the night of the murder. Witness, you will... Mr. Wright, tell her
dude.
she has to testify.
Now I have to do your job too, Your Honor.
Wow.
Fluttershy,
Yes, Mr. Phoenix.
Wow.
can you please testify as to what you saw 2 nights ago when you saw Rainbow Dash leaving the forest?
I don't know what testify means.
It just means tell us what you saw that night.
Oh yes, I can do that. Anything for you, Mr. Phoenix.
Wow.
It was during the night
I saw that.
hours.
If
I
it's
went
okay
outside
with you.
to feed the chickens and the other ones. When I was near my chicken coop, I heard a lightning bolt in the distance. And it scared me.
Man, at least
After I
Fluttershy is
finished feeding my chickens, I saw
more of a
Rainbow
woman.
Dash flying
Yeah, I
away
would
from the
say that she
forest,
was
like
scared.
something was chasing her. I called out to her, but I don't think she heard me. I looked up, but saw nothing following her. That was when the police ponies arrived. They spoke with me, and I went off to bed at 10:30.
Oh wow, that's so early.
If that isn't an airtight testimony, Trixie doesn't know what is. By
I'd
Rainbow
stay up
Trash's
before
own
midnight.
friend, no less.
Fluttershy!
Oh man, it's
Hi,
almost
Rainbow
6. I need to
Dash.
get to sleep soon.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please.
Did you see anything odd in there, Phoenix?
Not really. Trixie's right. It's kind of airtight.
Then what do we do?
Poke holes into it until it isn't airtight anymore.
Yeah.
That's the spirit. I just hope Fluttershy isn't lying about anything.
I actually hope she's lying, so I have something to work off of.
Don't worry, Phoenix. You can find something. You can find something in anything. You even had to
It
work
was
off
during
one
night
line.
hours. I went outside to feed the chickens and the other ones.
So, you say you went outside to feed your chickens and the other ones. What do you mean by that?
I'm taking care of a lot of exotic animals right now.
I see. How did you acquire them?
A zoo in Philadelphia is, well,
I would-
renovating. And they needed a place for all the animals
Just need to
stay
complain how
while
it's
they did
spelled.
it.
Just how it's spelled.
They
Not how it's pronounced.
heard about my talent with animals, somehow. And they came to me and asked me to take care
Somehow.
of them. Of course I said yes, since they had lots of birdies and critters that I've never seen before. And I always like to meet new animals.
It's always good to
How
see
long
these people.
have you had these animals?
3 days now.
Not how you did
it
in
hard work
the
taking
finale
care
to
of
season
them
1.
What, pray tell, does this have to do with murder?
Everything.
Well, I kind of like animals too, and...
Stop stop going off topic, you incompetent fool!
I really hate you, Trixie. You know that?
It's funny because you said you really like animals, and Trixie is an
Something about it.
animal.
When I was near my chicken coop, I heard a lightning bolt in the distance, and it scared me.
You heard thunder while you were in your chicken coop?
Well, it was lightning.
No, Fluttershy. Thunder produces the sound, not lightning.
Wrong again, Mr. Wrong.
For the last time, Trixie, it's Wright. Would you please stop calling me that?
Actually, here in Equestria, lightning is what produces the noise when it strikes the ground.
Really?
That wasn't what I
I
wanted
didn't
to
know
ask
that
anyway.
either.
What time is it when you heard it?
8:40 on the dot.
That's quite exact. How are you so sure?
It's the time I feed my chickens every night.
Feeding chickens at night?
Midnight snack. I couldn't send them to bed without one.
Wow.
What if they starve to death while they're sleeping?
Oh my! I never realized the importance of midnight snack.
Yeah, now I know the
That's
importance.
our naive Fluttershy.
What if I starve to
And
death
that's
in my
my
sleep?
clueless
That's
judge.
actually pretty good.
Are you positive it was lightning you heard and not something else?
I'm sure it was lightning, because the sound of lightning really frightens me. I remember getting scared when I heard it. I nearly dropped all my chicken feed.
This lines up with the time of death and when the initial lightning bolt was set off.
After I finished feeding my chickens, I saw Rainbow Dash flying away from the forest, like something was chasing her. I called out to her, but I don't think she heard me.
How long did it take you to feed your chickens, Fluttershy?
About 15 minutes.
That's a long time.
And you're saying you saw Rainbow Dash fleeing from the forest at that time?
Yes, I thought there was a ferocious creature chasing her, judging by how fast she was flying.
Like a manticore.
What did you do then?
I remember the
I
name
called
this
out to her at the top of my lungs to see what the problem was.
And she just ignored you?
Yes, I don't know why. I yelled so loud at the top of my lungs, like this. Rainbow Dash! Let's run!
Yeah, I haven't the faintest idea how she didn't hear that.
Yeah, I mean, like, come on.
So, you didn't see anything chasing Rainbow Dash?
Yes, I watched the forest until the police arrived, but I didn't see or hear anything come out of it after Rainbow Dash.
What is it, Phoenix?
You got something.
I think I just found a contradiction.
You mean Fluttershy is lying?
I don't know why, but something she said is impossible.
Maybe.
Impossible?
Your Honor, can you please have the witness amend that statement to her testimony?
Let me think. What is he talking
I
about?
don't see why not. Witness, please add your previous
Right.
statement to your
Apple
testimony.
Bloom. Apple Bloom.
Okay.
Fluttershy's college right next to the
I didn't see or
entrance.
hear
Why
anything
not Apple
else
Bloom?
come out from the forest that night.
Fluttershy, are you absolutely sure about this?
I'm sure not a peep or pony came out of that forest until the police came and spoke with me. Then I went to sleep at 10:30.
Objection!
Eat.
Mr. Wright, please don't frighten the witness.
Right, sorry. But there's a contradiction in this testimony.
Eat.
What contradiction? Everything she has said meshes with the evidence to a T.
No,
More like to a
there's one thing that isn't
lowercase
right.
t.
Fluttershy,
That
you
wasn't
said you were
clever.
watching the forest until the police arrived, correct?
Yes. Did I do something wrong? I'm so sorry if I did.
No need to be sorry.
She's sorry
But
for being
you
sorry.
didn't hear or see anything come from the forest?
I didn't see or hear anything else come out of the forest that night.
Then there's clearly a contradiction here. Actually, two.
No, I don't know the second one.
Please
I know there's
explain
Apple
what
Bloom,
these
but not the second one.
contradictions are, Mr. Wright.
Fluttershy should have seen someone leave the forest. The previous witness, Apple Bloom.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's right.
But I didn't see Apple Bloom. I promise.
You see, Fluttershy, you had to have seen Apple Bloom if you were really watching the forest all night. The prosecution even confirmed there's only one way in and out of that forest. And the entrance is right by your cottage.
Wait.
I don't understand. Why would Fluttershy lie like this?
I don't know either. We've got to pursue this issue, otherwise we're cooked.
I don't know why, but I didn't see her.
It's not just that. There's another thing, Fluttershy. You also stated you heard nothing as well. Earlier I was told lightning makes a noise when it hits the ground in Equestria.
Yes.
Yes, that is right, Mr.
That was
Wright.
really recent.
Then why didn't Fluttershy mention hearing the second bolt of lightning? Fluttershy says she watched the forest until the police arrived, and they witnessed the third bolt take down a tree firsthand. The second lightning bolt is unaccounted for.
I only heard one bolt of lightning, though.
Objection! Maybe she just forgot about it.
How could you forget lightning?
She stated the first bolt of lightning scared her, from which we can conclude that every bolt of lightning could have been heard from Fluttershy's cottage.
True.
It's very clear this witness is afraid of lightning.
And everything for that matter.
She used to be afraid of her own shadow.
Yes, it's true. Lightning scares me. It is so loud and scary. Like that voice you just did, Mr. Phoenix.
It's very booming.
There you go, Trixie. She would have remembered the second bolt of lightning frightening her if she had heard it. Also, let's not forget, Applebloom didn't mention seeing or hearing this lightning either, now that we know the lightning could have been heard from that far away.
The defense has a point.
Yeah.
And Trixie thinks the defense has nothing.
Excuse me?
I'm actually trying to think where he's going with this.
So what? She didn't see Applebloom. What does that prove? Do tell Mr. Wrong, Trixie is all ears.
It questions the credibility of your witnesses! You said it yourself. There's only one way in and out of that forest.
Remember another thing. Anything beyond what Applebloom said after the time she heard the lightning bolt is irrelevant.
You can't say this is irrelevant information when your witness didn't see your other witness leave the forest!
Then tell the great and powerful Trixie what it means. Trixie knows one possibility, but that's up to you to say what it is, Mr. Wrong. That is, if you have the guts to.
Ooh, called out.
I can't.
Ooh, shots
Thought
fired.
so.
What is she talking about, Phoenix? You know a reason why Fluttershy didn't see Applebloom?
I do, but I can't say it.
Why not?
I just can't, Twilight. I'll be safe and use the other contradiction as my steed for now. Fine,
Steed.
forget that. We can't overlook this second bolt of lightning, though. It could have been the real cause of death, making this all just an accident.
Didn't you hear Trixie earlier?
Huh?
Lightning doesn't hit the same spot twice in Equestria. Just as you can't divide by 0. The body was found directly under where the first bolt had struck. Not to mention the odds of a stray bolt of lightning hitting the victim by chance are highly improbable, especially since he was wearing a lightning-proof suit.
Hey,
I remember
just 'cause
her
it's highly
bringing up
improbable
this
doesn't mean it's not
lightning-proof
probable.
suit.
It's what the Pegasi wear when working with weather. Or, in this case, a modified version designed for large-scale races where they might encounter dangerous weather conditions.
How exactly does the suit work?
It's a two-piece suit, worn on the head and body. The fabric is made up of an effective insulator that protects Pegasi from being harmed by lightning.
Then how did he die if he was wearing the suit?
There are some parts of the body that the suit does not cover, namely certain parts of the head and neck. A precise, aimed bolt could still hit him in the sweet spots, which is what Trixie is basing her claims on.
But it's still possible for a random bolt to hit him in one of those exposed spots.
Still always a chance.
I'm surprised you haven't realized it yet, Mr. Wrong.
Huh?
You have been babbling about Trixie's witnesses not seeing the second bolt of lightning so much you seem to have forgotten. The second bolt seems to not exist at all. Trixie will be sure to have a chat with the Pegasi who gave her these cloud ballistics to confirm it, Trixie assures you. Even if we take your silly theory into consideration, the odds of him being struck down by a random bolt of lightning are too low without having some concrete proof.
Yeah.
The
Need
prosecution's
proof for
logic is
everything.
very sound. The chances of a lightning bolt hitting the victim by chance are too small to hold water in this court without any proof.
Yeah.
Considering the protection he was wearing. Objection overruled!
No!
Yes.
Every time I make an objection, she has it refuted just like that.
Ha! Too bad, Mr. Wrong.
Enough!
Like, what was the
I'm afraid
first
the
thing he was about
defense's
to
line
do?
has run short. Do you have anything else you would like to say, Mr. Wright, before I hand down my verdict?
No, you can't do that. There's 2 other parts left.
I'm going to lose if I don't do something fast.
Phoenix, there has got to be something we can do. It can't end like this.
I know, but I need more time. I need more information.
Please, Your Honor, make this quick. Trixie's starting to feel sorry for this hopeless defense team.
There is
No,
one
he's in
thing
the
I can
thinking
do.
mode.
I didn't want to do it earlier, but I have no choice. I need more time and evidence. This is the only way.
Your Honor,
Yes, Mr. Wright?
the defense would like to cast suspicion on another.
Another
He's also good at
suspect?
doing that.
Yes, that is correct, Your Honor.
But who?
Is this the last bastion of Mr. Wrong? Let's hear it. Who is this mystery suspect?
I'm far from being done, Trixie.
I think it was
The
you,
suspect the
Trixie.
defense accuses is the witness, Fluttershy!
What? What?
Mr. Wright, what are you doing?
Fluttershy is a Pegasus. Therefore, she could have tampered with the cloud and the crime scene.
Yes, but
let's not forget, there was a very large time frame where Fluttershy was alone. She even stated she didn't see Apple Bloom leave the forest, when we all know she should have.
But I was watching it the whole time. I'm not lying.
What about the Rainbow Dash?
Fluttershy also has connections with my client. She could have been the one who took the storm cloud my client was scheduled to set off, as well as gathered loose feathers and spread them around the crime scene.
I didn't do that.
Dude, stop.
Phoenix, stop this! She didn't do it!
But the defendant's hoof marks were on the storm cloud,
Got that.
Mr. Wright. How do you explain that?
I'd be surprised if they weren't there, Your Honor.
Huh?
I don't
Me
follow.
neither.
Simple. Rainbow Dash was to put those clouds on the eastern end of Ponyville, according to this weather schedule.
Ooh!
Of course her hoof prints are there. She was just doing her job. Fluttershy could have come and taken one of the clouds with the marks on it, set it off, and removed her own markings from the cloud.
You can do that?
That is possible, right?
Yes, one
Okay.
could wipe a cloud of their hoof marks.
Then all the more reason to suspect her.
I was home all day, though.
Phoenix, you're supposed to be defending my friends!
What
No,
about
you
the
was
dark
defending
forest,
Rainbow
Mr.
Dash.
Wright? How would this witness
Oh,
have been
wow.
able to see in it?
It must be like a backyard to her. She could probably navigate it by memory, just as you could probably navigate your house with your eyes closed.
I can't do that.
This is a very bold claim, Mr. Wright.
Now these
This
dogs
big little
running
thing
around.
looks like she wouldn't harm a fly. Why would she frame her friend?
It's true. I have 10 pet flies. Michael, Donna, Steven, Eric, Jackie.
I want to meet
Easy.
Eric.
To cover her own guilt. Besides, as the prosecution has stated, why she did it is irrelevant. The fact still stands. She's just as suspicious as Rainbow Dash.
This is
I can't
low.
believe you're saying this. I trusted you!
You're going to need more proof to accuse this witness, Mr. Wright. Do you have any evidence that can place her on the crime scene?
In fact, I do, Your Honor.
How?
This!
The feather?
Feather? Does it belong to her?
No, I found this feather at the crime scene. It's way too big to belong to any bird or Pegasus pony in Ponyville.
Just what are you getting at, Mr. Wright? How does this relate to the witness?
Fluttershy,
Yes, Mr. Phoenix?
do you allow any of your exotic animals to go in the Everfree Forest?
Oh no, it is much too dangerous in there. They are kept locked up tightly when I'm not playing with them.
As I thought. Fluttershy stated earlier she's caring for animals not native to Ponyville. This feather could belong to one of them. It could have been brought there unintentionally by Fluttershy as she framed my client.
Like an eagle or something? That was Flirt. That was
Can't
Twilight.
go on!
The defense is objecting to itself?
Deception.
Mr. Wright doesn't know what he's talking about. His words are nothing but slander and lies!
Twilight?
Objection! Zip it, Twilight. You're only his co-counsel and nothing more. Discrediting an attorney like that will get you held in contempt.
I still don't know what contempt means.
You've been degrading him all day long.
And that's it. Trixie has just called Mr. Wrong names. Never once has Trixie accused him of lies or slander, which is a serious accusation.
At least you're not like Von Karma, who whoops him in the face every 2 seconds, or
Another outburst
Blackwell,
by the
who
defense
tried to
counsel
slice him in half.
will be held in contempt of court.
But...
Trust me, I don't want to do this, Twilight. But it's the only way I could buy more time.
Back to the matter at hand. I still have a hard time believing this little pony would do something like this.
The evidence speaks for itself, Your Honor. This feather puts Fluttershy on the scene of the crime. I demand further investigation to find out if this feather belongs to any of Fluttershy's animals.
Look, I get what he's trying to do, but it's
Miss
still
Trixie,
getting a little bit...
What is your opinion on all of this? You have been surprisingly quiet regarding all of Mr. Wright's claims.
You know what? Trixie agrees. Fluttershy is suspicious. The investigation team did indeed see this feather on the crime scene. We brushed it off as just a plain old bird feather, but as Trixie's feeble opponent has pointed out, it does seem kind of big up close, and with this information regarding these zoo animals, it does seem to cast suspicion over this witness.
You are aware we will have to suspend proceeding until tomorrow for further investigation.
You don't think Trixie knows this? Another one of Twilight Sparkle's little friends in the Slammer is reward enough for Trixie today. 2 for the price of 1, as they say. And Trixie has you to thank, Mr. Wrong. You've made this experience much, much more fulfilling. Perhaps Trixie will give you a voucher to her next performance.
Like you would ever want to go to any of those.
All proceeding for this case will be suspended until tomorrow. Bailiff, please take the suspect into custody for questioning.
Wait, where are you taking me? I wouldn't do that to any pony. Twilight, Mr. Phoenix, help!
Phoenix, how could you?
What have I done?
I expect both sides will gather more evidence for tomorrow.
Trixie shouldn't need to if they're planning on keeping that second-rate lawyer over there.
Court is now adjourned.
So let's see, it's all over. Oh man, dude. Looks like it's... Oh, that's the end of it. Dude. Let me actually see the credits this time, because, Alright. Alright, now, what do I say about this? That's a good thing to actually start off with. I'm actually using this time to think about what I can say about this. Okay. Alright. I think I have everything mapped out. Alright. Now, how do I begin with this? One, I love how
Mia!
they put the original judge from the games in it. It really brings out just what the game truly represents, and that is the greatest judge in all of the universe. I love his personality. I love how he interacts with Phoenix. And I love how he seems like he's like the only like reasonable guy. He's a reasonable guy that you can really talk to. And plus, he is fair. In the games, he is fair. It's not like he's voting for one side and he's too far into good or too far into bad. He is a man of justice. So, yeah, it's great how he's in there, because I really did not know how another judge was going to work. Trixie being a prosecutor is perfect, because like any other prosecutor that you fight against in the games, whether they are arrogant, mean, bossy, narcissistic, whatever, Trixie spits the part pretty well, and her goal is not to win. Her goal is to get one. It doesn't matter who, as long as it's Twilight's friend vanished somewhere, because she just wants to make Twilight's life miserable for what she's probably done to her in the last episode. Because I already know that Trixie and Twilight are rivals, so one up the other is the best way they can go. Having a natural gameplay style of it is perfect. First they have the witness testimony, then they go with a cross-examination, then they do the hold it to all of them and getting more information out of it, then do the objections. The objection of Trixie kind of makes my ears hurt a bit, because, again, I have my headphones up too much, but it doesn't really bother me. But when Peter Wright does his objections, and boy, is it get nostalgic when he does that. Especially in that gameplay style, because not like not like the game that I'm playing on my 3DS. And yeah, again, I want to say, since I played all the Phoenix Wright games, I'm pretty good when it comes to analyzing what probably happened. So if it looks like I probably am looking too deep into it, and I probably know what they're gonna say, it's because I kind of deduced it myself. Phoenix Wright game did that to me. I think too good. I look into things too well. But I can't do a natural review to save my life. That's another thing that I can point out. Now, I guess I could do a prediction for a new next episode that I'll do tomorrow. The feather was weird, because it could belong to a bigger Pegasus, but dang it, like how Ace Swift is an OC. It could be like a OC of a giant winged Pegasus pony, unless it really is bigger than it actually seems, and it could be like from an eagle or something big. I don't know any other like big feathered things out there, at least in this show. I see what Phoenix Wright was trying to do. I hope he can explain it to Twilight, so Twilight doesn't have to like go through the bearings of, I don't believe you anymore, I'm gonna leave you and then come back because I was wrong and whatnot. It would be kind of weird. The Makatama, I hope that plays into more effect. You still need to get the information out of Rainbow Dash, and hopefully you can do it to others as well. I love the Makatama sequences. I just love how varied they are. Oh, now let me say the voice acting. Great and powerful Trixie. Yeah, I said the whole name this time. Got to, referring to her. Great voice acting on her end. Apple Bloom was good. That one line with Applejack was good, because I can immediately tell it was Applejack. The judge is a good voice actor as well. It actually sounds just like how the judge should sound, just like how everyone else in the series. I haven't seen a bad voice acting yet in this entire thing, and I'm only on the second one. I wonder what other characters are going to show up in here. And again, with the references to the games and also in the series itself, it's really good. Brings things together. So this is a great experience. It brings my two favorite things together, and that is Phoenix Wright and My Little Pony. And I'm really enjoying this. Can't wait until tomorrow to get to part 3 of this fantastic visual novel. So, without further ado, I'll see you guys later, and I do hope you enjoy, seeing the video with me now, because it does take a lot longer than I thought to finalize the videos and stuff. So, later.